5 lessons that running taught me the hard way. I ran 10 miles with a broken arm. I'm not always motivated. I lost sight of the true goal. Right now, I am in a rebuilding phase. Welcome back to another episode of Second Half Strong. I've got something a little bit different for you this week. This is all about the 5 lessons that I have learned from running the hard way. Now, I have run a lot of miles in my life, and I have run enough miles to know that running will humble you in the best way possible. Sometimes I do my best learning, my best growing when I have been humbled by something. I thought I would kind of come up with 5 things that I learned from running the hard way. Most of these things came from this last training cycle where I was training for the half marathon and ignored the pain in my knee so long that it became a much bigger problem than it needed to be. Make sure you stay all the way to the end because I do have a little bit of an update for our channel and where we're heading and kind of why we've had to press pause on some things. But for now, I hope you enjoy this, the 5 lessons I've learned from running the hard way. I do want to add to, unfortunately, there were moments within this video. I was filming while I was on a run, and a few times I had my hand over the microphone. The audio is not great for some of the clips. I hope you can understand everything that I said. I am still learning how to do this. Doing my best. 5 lessons that running taught me the hard way. Lesson number 1. Strength without wisdom is just plain stubbornness. I am tough. I am strong. And I can push through anything. I have pushed through a lot in my life. I have run through a lot in my life. I've birthed 4 children. I ran 10 miles with a broken arm. But being strong and being tough is not the same as being smart. So I ignored the early warning signs from my knee. I ignored those little niggles of pain that I should have listened to. I didn't listen when Steven suggested I take a break. I didn't listen when he suggested I not run. I'm tough. I can do this, I said. So I made it worse. So, strength without wisdom is just stubbornness. The second lesson that I learned from running the hard way is that fitness may build fast. Tendons don't. So, what I mean by that is my cardio improved quickly, my paces dropped quickly, but my tendons, those connective tissues, take a lot longer to adapt. I increased my mileage, my intensity, my speed, pretty much all at the same time. I didn't take the time needed for the rest of my body to catch up. The third lesson that running taught me the hard way is that consistency beats intensity. I've always believed in consistency. Consistency and being committed to that will take you beyond what your motivation will. I'm not always motivated, but if I'm dedicated to being consistent, that will keep me going. Somewhere in this training cycle, I stopped chasing sustainability and started chasing fast. My goal changed from just wanting to finish this half marathon to wanting to PR this half marathon. So I added in extra speed sessions. I started trying to run faster than I knew my body was ready for. I ran more miles than I knew my body was ready for. I was so excited to be running pain-free to my back, but I ignored everything else. The fourth lesson that running taught me the hard way is that recovery is training. I stopped looking at recovery as something that I needed and more like something I had to earn. I skipped deload weeks. I didn't pull back on training when I knew I was tired. I continued to get up at 5 a.m. to cross train 2 many days per week. I didn't prioritize sleep or refueling. So, recovery is necessary. Slow runs are necessary. The 5th lesson that running taught me the hard way is that one race is not my identity. Somewhere along the way, I got so hyper-focused on this one race that I lost sight of the true goal in my life is the longevity of my running, not just one race. But I was so excited. It had been 6 years, and I think there was a part of me that was afraid if I didn't run this race, that would be it. There wouldn't be another one, and that's not true. And this was Steven's first official half marathon race, and the thought of me not running that with him gutted me. I was the whole reason he decided to do it. So I just didn't want to miss that opportunity. And I know he probably would have skipped it, but I wouldn't have let him. I would have made him run it without me, and I would have been so sad. Right. My run is done. I did a 5K and my 5 lessons that I've learned from running the hard way. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 1, strength without wisdom is stubbornness. Lesson number 2, fitness builds fast, tendons don't. Lesson number 3, consistency beats intensity. Lesson number 4, recovery is training. And lesson number 5, one race is not your identity. I hope you can take something from these lessons that I've learned the hard way so that you don't have to learn those the hard way. And I plan on carrying these lessons into my next training cycle, whenever that happens to be. Right now, I am in a rebuilding phase, but I did that 5K. I don't know how much. I'll put my time here on the screen, but I mostly walked 2 miles of running, 2 miles of walking. I did some 3-mile runs and some 2 minutes of running, 2 minutes of walking. There were several intervals where I ran a little bit longer and walked a little bit less, but on average, I would say it was still 2. But anyways, run is done. All right, well, there we are. 5 lessons that I've learned from running the hard way. And again, I hope you can take something from this and maybe not make the same mistakes that I did. But I know for myself, I tend to have to make my own mistakes. I don't learn as well from other people's mistakes. Just a little bit of an update. Steven did get injured on his snowboarding trip that he went on with our son. And so he has been out of running and the push-up challenge. And then of course we had 2 weeks really of sickness. Even Steven and I both got taken out for a few days. So the push-up challenge had to kind of fizzle. I was trying to keep up with it myself, but then I got the stomach bug. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to do push-ups when I've got a stomach bug. So anywho, we are all well and healthy now. For the most part, Steven is not fully recovered from his injury. However, the sickness has left our home. So we will have a video next week with more information. Steven will be in here. We're going to talk about our just monthly check-in to see what progress we made or didn't make this month. But I have been able to run multiple times in the last few weeks. I ran 3 days this week. In fact, I ran 4 miles today. I'm still doing a lot of walking with interval system. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are not already subscribed, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel, like this video, share it, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what is something that you have had to learn the hard way from running that you wish you would have learned the easy way, if that makes sense. All right. Thanks for watching.